Shabbat Shalom. I remember when I was just about your age, maybe even a little bit younger than all of you. I was in first grade, and one day my parents took me to synagogue on Yom Kippur. We were living in Israel. I remember going, and it felt like so late at night, and it was really dark. And I went into the synagogue, and everybody was wearing a talit, and the synagogues are made out of stone. And I remember thinking, wow, this is something very special is going on right now. This is cool. So I learned later that feeling, something special, something unusual happening, that in Judaism we call that kadosh. Can you all say kadosh? Kadosh. And I still remember it many years later. And so you're all here to learn your Hebrew letters. You've been learning a lot of Hebrew letters? A lot, right? And you're here to study Judaism with your amazing teacher, Miss Crook. Have you been telling stories and learning stories too? Yeah? And you've been hanging out with each other and making really good friendships. And you're also here to learn a little bit about that special feeling, that kadosh, which this is what Jewish people call it, but everybody can have that feeling. And I think your teacher, Miss Crook, does a wonderful job teaching that part as well. So a long time ago, your principal, David Schwartz, and I were both working at a summer camp. And there we and all the other teachers there used to teach campers who were just a little bit older than you about kadosh, about the special feeling of holiness. And it's a really complicated thing to teach, but we used to be surprised how everybody knew how special something was. So we would ask them, is reading the Torah special, yes or no? Yeah, pretty special. Is watching baseball also pretty special? It could be, depends, right? Depends. Is helping an elderly person cross the street special? Yes, right? Is going to the Western Wall, is that special in Jerusalem? Yeah. Is reading a book, any book, is that also special? Yeah. Is eating candy special? Always amazes me. They say no. Is welcoming a person who's it's their first time and they're feeling shy and different, is that important? Is that special? Yeah. And so we all have this feeling. We know what something that is special is. And so every week we learn a little bit of a Torah. And this week the Torah says, you shall be holy because I, the Lord your God, am holy. And even adults have a hard time figuring out what exactly that means. But what they say is, we try and do things because we know they're the right thing to do. So we know that God once helped Abraham when he was sick. Abraham was really sick, so God went to visit him. Was that a good thing to do? Yeah. So we should all do that. We should visit people when they're sick. And then God visited Isaac after his father passed. So is it a good thing to visit people when they're sad, to comfort them? Yeah. And then we know that God gave Adam and Eve clothes when they needed clothes. And so we know it's good to give people stuff and when they need our help. Should we do that too? Yeah. We also need to help people when they need. So part of you all coming to Hebrew school is also to learn about what it means to be a mensch, to be a good person, and how to be a little bit holy, to learn about the special side of things. And it's hard to find places where people talk about that, and every family is different in how they see that. But it's nice to have one place where you can think about all of that, what it means to you and how it relates in any way, if it does, to going to school and having friends and lovely but annoying siblings. And then thinking about the meaning of our prayers and learning Hebrew and how it all comes together. And so we're all so proud of all of you. We can't wait to see how you become even bigger kids than you are right now. And then we know we want this to be like a second home for you. You just feel comfortable and you run up here whenever you want. And you just enjoy being here with all the other people here, adults and the other kids. We all come from different backgrounds and walks of life. but here's a place where we can all honor and respect each other. Shabbat Shalom.